What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, everybody? It is Friday, 7:30, July 18th, 2025. We're live and uncut. So, first thing I want to do is ask, how was your day today? Do me a favor, if you're in the show right now, or if you are watching the show at this moment, or at any moment for that matter, go ahead and put a comment in the comment section below, so that way I find out exactly how your day is going. If you have any questions for me about anything related to fitness or the topic at hand, if you have any comments, feel free to put them below as well. I am interested in hearing what you have to say. I would like to further your fitness journey along and make sure that you are being the best you. Guys, I'm not going to waste any time because I'm about to snap. I'm about to lose my proverbial mind tonight. And part of the reason why I'm going to is not because I'm unhinged or I'm, mental. But there's two videos I'm going to show you today. The first one is in the title of the thumbnail, the face. Actually, both of them are the faces of foolishness. All right. And why did I post this woman who looks like she's straight out of Street Fighter 6 in the title? Because when you hear this woman espouse the nonsense she's about to espouse, there's nothing. Now, don't get it twisted. I'll get on the dude quick too. So I don't want to hear no, this is women bashing. This is not about the woman per se. It is about the M in my MEAN acronym, which is the mindset of this woman. And somebody needs to hold her accountable, because this is utter, sheer nonsense. Complete, utter nonsense. Okay? So, share my screen with y'all.
Sorry. If you was in a long-term relationship with a
Sorry, guys. Let me start from the beginning. Let me go back to the beginning. Okay. So, guys, first thing foremost, how are you doing? I wanna first ask that question, because today was a good day for me. Actually, it started off as a good day. It started off as a good day for me because I am heading back to teaching again. And in the process of doing that, I went and refreshed myself in a course that will help me further engage with my students on a more positive level. It will introduce me to more of the skills that I need to have in the classroom that will make me more positive, but authentically positive. I'm not going to fake positivity for anybody. That's just not going to happen. But I do want to be positive, and since I do want to be positive in the classroom more times than not, I would like to be able to have the tools at my disposal to be able to do that. And I received that training again for the second time in about 8 years, 4 to 8 years ago. Somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly when I went through this course, but it was completely different than when the first time I took it. I'll definitely say that. But go ahead and put into the comments, guys, how do you feel this morning? How do you feel this evening? How are you doing tonight? How many of you are watching this show whenever you watch it? Put in the comments, whether you're live or whether you are watching after the fact, please put in the comments how you are doing at the moment you are watching this video, because I would like to hear from you. I would also like to hear from you about questions and comments or concerns about what you want to know about fitness and or education. I will be glad to lay my 2 cents out there as a fitness expert and as an education expert. I would love to be able to assist some of you in whatever it is that you would like to find out. But today I'm a little bit on the level of unhinged. I'm about to snap. And no, I know I don't sound like I'm about to snap because I don't need to yell at the top of my lungs for this one. But I'm going to refresh this video. So listen to this woman.
I'm so sorry. If you was in a long-term relationship with a man, would you want him to take full control over the health and wellness in that relationship?
No.
No?
Why is he telling me what to do?
What if he knows a lot more about fitness and health?
He doesn't.
No?
I'm not listening to a man. I'm so sorry.
Why not?
Because why is he not listening to me?
Let's just say if you was in a relationship with me and I wanted to get you in better fitness, would you listen to me?
How much money does your company make a year? Like, I think that's the...
Okay, let's start with the first and foremost. Shout out to Kings of Legacies. He is a fitness influencer. If you're hearing this again for the second time, I just want to apologize because my mic was muted. But regardless, we build this as we fly, okay? So here's the deal. Kings of Legacies is a fitness influencer based out of North Carolina. Shout out to him for actually doing this video. It is very important that this information gets out there because I want you to see the absolute face of foolishness right now. Yes, I'm sorry. She looks like she's straight out of Street Fighter 6, but that's beside the point. Actually, that's a part of the point. She said, "Why aren't you listening to me about fitness?" Now, I don't know about you. When y'all watch those old Spice commercials, when when the Old Spice man would go, "Look at your man, look at me. Now look back at your man, now look at me. I'm on a horse." Okay? Look at King of Legacies and look at her.
Like...
Okay. Yes, and I'm going to stop it right there because she looks utterly foolish. Okay? My man is swole. He works out. Just like your boy, yours truly. Right? Works out. He's in shape. He got some glycogen in those muscles, right? This woman is clearly obese. We ain't even playing games. I'm not even playing games tonight. I'm not playing with y'all tonight. This woman is obese. And she's talking about, why is he listening to me? Why would I listen to a crackhead about how to be sober? Do they know how to be sober? Clearly they don't. Because if they knew how to be sober, they would be. Am I going to I'm not going to listen to an addict about how to not be an addict. If I want to be an addict, that's who I'll talk to. If I wanted to be obese, I will then ask her, what is your daily routine like? Tell me what that's like. And then I will write everything down. And outside of taking medication, I will follow that to the letter. And then watch me work. Sprinkle you with salt, lady. What about how much money does your company make? Why does the money my company makes matters? Oh, it gets worse. It gets way worse. Why does my company profits matter about the information that's in here? Lady, I have studied the human body inside, outside for the better part of 17 years. I have forgotten things that I know more than the nonsense you're espousing right now. This is the face of foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going.
Listening to you, like, the paycheck needs to match the advice you're giving me.
The paycheck needs to match the advice that you're giving me. Why does the paycheck need to match? Somebody explain that to me. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this woman is stuck on remedial. First of all. Second of all, I have information. Do you know how many people I have literally reduced their diabetic status? Do you know how many people I've helped lose weight? Get down from a high body fat percentage down to a normal body fat percentage? Do you know how many people I have set on the path of fitness that have also made changes to their lifestyle, that have also changed their body composition? You have no idea what you're talking about, lady. Why does my paycheck have to matter about that? It's in here, not out here. My ability to market what I know is what makes me money, not the fact that I know it. I am in shape. I have been in shape for the better part of 33 years now. 35 years now. So you're telling me my 35 years of information, knowledge, and skill means nothing to you because my paycheck isn't a Fortune 500 level status? Notice, birthday girl is off to the left, sexy and single is in the middle, and bad influence is at the end. And without a shadow of a doubt, she is the bad influence. This is the type of chick that'll ruin your diet because she's manipulative and hateful. Do not come at me about being judgmental because I am 100% right about this one. 1,000% right about this one. But let's keep going.
Like a Fortune 500 company, okay, I'll listen because I'm getting paid to listen at that point.
You're getting paid to listen? So what you're telling me is that your life is predicated on how much money you receive from the man that you're with. So what you're telling me is you're for sale. Make that make sense. Where's your integrity? Where is your character? Where is your spirit? Where's your soul? Do you have one? First of all, we need to check that ego. That ego is on 1,000. It is on 1,000 watts right now. And for somebody who left the house without doing anything to improve her appearance outside of wore clothes, are in the fullest state of delusion. The fullest state of delusion. We're not even getting on where you are in terms of body fat. Your hair, ma'am, looks like it's been fried with chemicals. Fried. And all you did was take it, slick it back with some grease. I don't even know if there's any grease in that damn thing. But slicked it back and just took a comb to it and pulled it back. Ain't laid no edges down. You got your whole Super Saiyan 3 dude going on right now. You look like a whole Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Actually, you look like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta right now. You bugging. You straight bugging. And you want some man to listen to you? About what? About fitness? When you yourself are not fit, ma'am. You're not even fit. You can't even tell me you're on Lizzo's level. And I'm talking about pre-weight loss Lizzo. You ain't even on pre-weight loss Lizzo's level. Let alone capable of telling me you're fit enough to tell another fitness man what to do and how to do it. If you're not discussing business, that's a whole nother story. But if you're talking about fitness, girl, you better keep your mouth shut. And you better take full instruction from your man. This is what we call a misandrist, ladies and gentlemen. Because listen to her, how she's talking. She is talking as though a man is beneath her. A man is beneath her. My wife is not beneath me, but I damn sure ain't beneath my wife ever. Never ever. She is at my side. She is not beneath me, behind me, below me. She is none of those things. But however, when it comes to what I am knowledgeable about, she needs to listen. Guess what? What she's knowledgeable about, I listen. I listen wholeheartedly. I used to be hard-headed when it comes to matters and subject matters that she is an expert in. I used to. I had to, and it was not because she was a woman, it's just that I thought I knew better. I had to humble myself once I started to educate myself further and began to realize that my wife has the emotional intelligence to see things that I may not. And once I began to realize that there are even with my education on emotional intelligence, I have blind spots. And when it comes to my blind spots, there's nobody else better, other than my mom and my sister, than my wife. My mother, my older sister, my wife. Since I live with my wife, guess who I listen to first? I listen to my wife. If there's something that I wish to discuss with, my brother also. My brother knows my blind spots. But listen to her. Listen to the foolish mint. Let's keep going.
Okay, so what if you had type 2 diabetes?
Oh, here it comes.
To help you reverse that, would you listen to me then?
Well, you can't reverse type 2 diabetes.
Wrong, dummy. Wrong. Uber wrong. For somebody that sounds like she's supposed to be so above everybody and so damn smart, guess what? She's wrong. You can reverse type 2 diabetes. You want to know how I know? Because let me explain to you how type 2 diabetes works. First of all, type 2 diabetes works because your body is insulin resistant, right? how does insulin resistance happen? It happens because you have so much adipose tissue surrounding your muscles that it makes it so hard for insulin to actually penetrate through. Flows through your bloodstream, but like I said, there's adipose tissue in between all of that, and because your intramuscular adipose tissue is at an all-time high, it makes it that much harder for your body's insulin to actually function. And it actually exponentializes in potential to be available as you get older. Why? Because as you get older, you start to accumulate adipose tissue surrounding your organs. Therefore, it makes it harder for your organs to utilize glucose as well as your muscles. But the primary source of your insulin resistance is in your muscles, because 88% of your glycogen storages is in your muscles. The remaining portion is in your liver and the remaining organs around your body. Okay, so that's part one. Part two. And the reason why I know this is not only because my wife is a type 2 diabetic. She's a type 2 diabetic, number one. Number two, I have literally crashed her blood sugar by accident on 2 separate occasions before my brain clicked and started to make better decisions on what my wife needs to do in order to be healthier. So what my wife would do is she would eat, because I would tell her eat 2 hours before she gets to the gym, and she would listen to me faithfully. But then, because she ate, she was supposed to take her medication, right? And because she takes her metformin and glyburide, she goes to the gym. When she gets to the gym, she works out hard, real hard. And after I train her, all of a sudden she started getting nauseous and dizzy, like as if her blood sugar should have crashed when it shouldn't have. But guess what? The medication was helping it crash. I had already lowered. So then the experiment began. After the second time of me, actually probably about the third or fourth time she experienced it, that I decided to experiment a little bit. I had her eat, didn't take her medication, come to the gym. Come to the gym, take her blood sugar, test her blood sugar levels. Once we tested her blood sugar levels, it was in the high 180s, maybe 180, 185, somewhere around there. After the workout, her blood sugar was at anywhere between 95 and 120 milligrams per deciliter. She'll tell you. As a matter of fact, whenever she watches this video, she'll tell you. Okay? So, that's first and foremost. Exercise immediately regulates high blood sugar levels. If your blood sugar is moderately high, be careful, because you can actually send your blood sugars to lows that can be dangerous to your health and well-being. Okay? That's first and foremost. Second of all, the reason why I know diabetes can be reversed is because I have reversed it in other people. I have taken people who had a diabetic status and reversed it. All they have to do is keep their blood, so it is a series of things. Because of how your body metabolizes processed foods, it can lead to diabetes. However, if you know how to manipulate your caloric intake, you know how to maintain your appetite without overcalorizing yourself, also properly nourish yourself, all the while keeping your body fat percentage at a respectable level, you will not be a diabetic. Period. Full stop. That's the secret right there. Anybody else tells you otherwise, they're not right. Shout out also to the Crimson Cure. Sister Kendra, she actually is the one who put me onto this video. But I went to look for the original video because I want no filters. I don't want anybody else involved in this video but the original people of this video. While Ms. Kendra's commentary was well appreciated, there's a little hint of misinformation in there, just a hint, and it was about diabetes in general, per se. Not, she wasn't off. She wasn't way off the reservation, so I don't want to make it sound like she doesn't have any clue what she's talking about. There's mild bits of information in there that is not exactly right. This is my wheelhouse, okay? So I'm telling you what is right about diabetes. Diabetes is a storage issue. It does have everything to do with glucose. It does have everything to do with glycogen. However, when you eat, the majority of what you eat becomes glycogen or glucose in your blood. Then your body converts glucose to glycogen utilizing insulin, right? So if your insulin levels never get depleted, all you're going to have is overflow. It's going to overrun and it's going to stay in your bloodstream, which means as it stays in your bloodstream, it's doing irreparable damage to your arteries. It is harming you in ways that you cannot imagine. It is creating a metabolic disorder because what's going to happen is that as your body starts to oversaturate with sugar, as your blood starts to oversaturate with sugar, what's going to happen is it has to convert it to fat, or else you're never going to get right. So now as it converts all of that to fat, guess what? Every 2 hours, your appetite is going to kick in and cause you to want to eat again, regardless of your activity levels. So because of your activity levels being so diminished and you have not depleted the engine, meaning you have not depleted the gas tank, guess what happens? Your body keeps trying to find new places to hide the gas. So imagine that your seats are saturated in gas. So imagine your rugs in your car saturated in gas. Imagine you're drowning to your eyeballs in gasoline. Where else can you put it? There's nowhere else to put it. So now guess what happens now? You're still filling it up with gas. Even though you're draining it out a little bit, the amount of gas that you're putting in it far exceeds the capacity of the tank. And guess what? It's eventually going to exceed the capacity of the vehicle. That is where insulin resistance resides. Okay? When you get to that insulin resistance, because there's no way to force it back into there's no way to force more gas into the engine, right? You have to burn what's in the gas tank first, allow the excess gas to drain into the gas tank again, and keep burning it out. But guess what? Every 2.5 to 3 hours, you gotta fill the gas tank. So how do you think you're going to be able to reduce your diabetic status? The only obvious way that you can do it is to put less gas in per use and use more every 2.5 hours. So that means eat enough to satisfy your hunger while still not filling the gas tank completely. And then when you keep exercising and draining your gas tank, eventually there will be no overflow left. There'll only be enough to fill the tank. And then finally, you start draining the tank and then filling it up every 2 hours and keep draining the tank. It's how I got myself into trouble over the last school year. Eating a pint of ice cream, which has 1,100 calories in it, when all I did was sit on my duff all day and train and teach kids, and then go to the gym, work out for about a half an hour to 45 minutes, and then train a couple of clients, and then go home and then eat again. And then I'm eating high calorie foods again. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to get fatter. And in that fatness, I'm going to find myself in a diabetic status if I don't watch it. If I exceed a certain limit based on my genetics and based on my physiology. If I don't watch it, I will become a diabetic. So for this individual who thinks Miss Bad Influence thinks that she knows it all, she's all the way wrong. All the way wrong. Well, let's keep going.
Why do you say that?
Well, you can ease the symptoms with lifestyle changes, but like you can't really get rid of it.
I'm gonna give her some grace here, and I'm gonna say what she thinks she's trying to say is, once you're a diabetic, you're always a diabetic, and the reason why is that if you do not maintain your lifestyle, you will go back to your diabetic status. But you can definitely 100% reverse diabetes. So that means reversal of the diabetes means you made a lifestyle change, which means your body fat percentage is now down to something respectable. For women, that's anywhere between 17 to 28%. For men, it's anywhere between 8 to 15%, 8 to 17%, depending on how old you are. Okay? It has to be at a respectable level. Anything that exceeds that, you will put you in a situation where you might end up being a diabetic. And if your body fat percentage starts to fluctuate and exceed that amount, then you're going to find yourself back in diabetic status. It's that simple. That simple. However, if it's reversed and your lifestyle is just fine where you eat, you could have eaten a Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke. But if you have been burning fuel all day, guess what happens? Nothing. Want to know how I know? Ask Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps was eating 10,000 calories a day. Was as lean as a New York strip. Okay? He was that lean. Ask me if he's a diabetic or not. He damn sure ain't no diabetic. Of course, once he stopped training for the Olympics, he can't consume that much calories. He cannot. He would die in months. The average person would die on Michael Phelps' diet in months. 10,000 calories a day? First of all, you gain fat for every excess of 3,500 calories. 10,000 calories, that's 3 pounds of fat a day, roughly about 2 pounds of fat a day. Actually, about 2.5 pounds of fat a day. 2.5 pounds of fat a day for 30 days. $61 pounds of fat, right? 61 pounds of fat over the next 4 months, you're at 244 pounds of fat, of pure unadulterated fat in 4 months. On my frame, 244 pounds of fat means that I'm 390 pounds at 5 feet 4 inches tall. You really think I'm living long? At 48 years old at that state? Nope, I'm going to die. So, I'm going to give her some grace on that particular comment, but she's still wrong.
100%. We don't even really know what causes diabetes.
I just told you what causes diabetes. She's full of shit. I just told you what causes diabetes. Excess energy. Excess body fat to the point where it prevents insulin from properly inserting itself into your muscular tissue. Therefore, your muscles become resistant. It's still not immune because, like I just told you, I can train my wife, who is a full-fledged type 2 diabetic, and her blood sugar practically crashes after one solid workout with me. What do I know?
Technically speaking.
No, not technically speaking.
Diabetes come from being overweight to obese and having an excess
Right, like,
of
if you're trying, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Kings of Legacies. You are absolutely 100% correct. 100% correct. Didn't I not just say that? In a nutshell, but it's actually a little bit more detailed than that. He kept it simple. I went down to the micrometer with it, the picometer with it. That's how detailed I went with it.
So you're trying to get your woman in shape, but like, where are those standards coming from?
Those standards are coming.
Where are the standards coming from? First of all, yes, there are BS standards out there. However, the standards that we're coming from is based on body fat percentage, nothing more. I don't give a damn how much you weigh. I could care less how much you weigh. All I want to know is how much body fat are you? If you as a woman are 35% and higher, guess what? You're at risk for diabetes. Full stop. No equivocation. I don't care how much you weigh. Plain and simple. You could be 500 pounds. If your body fat percentage is 20% as a female, guess what? That means 20%. That's 100 pounds. 100 pounds of body fat. That means you're 400 pounds of muscle. You really think you're going to be a diabetic with 400 pounds of muscle attached to your frame? Ain't no way. As a matter of fact, you might be so hungry, it ain't even funny. And guess what? Your blood sugar is still going to be normal. Not that it's legitimately possible for a woman that's 5 feet tall to be 400 pounds of 400 pounds of ungodly muscle, but I'm using that as an analogy at this point in time. The full audacity of this woman.
The man having higher standards and health and wellness than you do. So if he's able,
with that man, I'm so sorry.
If he's able to communicate that to you, he can improve your health and wellness and for you to live a longer, healthier lifestyle.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's continue on with this foolish woman.
You wouldn't look up to a man?
No, look up. I'm looking over, if anything. Yeah, like, I think I'm gonna live as long and healthy of a lifestyle as, like, I'm comfortable with. Like, I think if he's with me, then we're living that long and healthy lifestyle together.
She's talking about living a healthier lifestyle together and she ain't healthy yet. But she ain't gonna listen to her man about it. So let's make this make sense. Let's use some logic here. You are saying that you want to have a healthy lifestyle with your man together, but you are not healthy at the moment. But he just asked you if your man is healthy, can he lead you to health and wealth or a better level of health? And you laughed at him. You just literally said, I'll look over him. Do you think you're in shape, ma'am? Do you think you're healthy? Do you really think that you're healthy right now? Mr. Kings of Legacies, his name is Kari Loyal, so I'm gonna... So let's look at some of these comments real quick. Yup, she's the friend that will keep you single. Sure is. Yup, it's her. Absolutely. She will listen to her boss, but won't listen to her man. Her sash says it all. Red flags. She'll buy a cat soon. I feel bad for her and her friends. Co-sign her behavior by giggle with her. Yeah, somebody got it right. Blanca from Street Fighter. So sad because a lot of our women have this mindset, and it saddens me to think that if a man is with high standards takes the time from himself, clearly he's been working hard on himself to pour into your health and wellness, and you blatantly say, no, I wouldn't listen, on top of the nonsensical things unrelated to this conversation at hand. You don't value him the way he's trying to value you. And this is coming from a woman. I want y'all to understand something, male or female. If you got a woman who is in ungodly shape, I mean, like, she is like pow pow, like she looks like Rhea Ripley, or what's her name? Jade Cargill or something. And you are suffering from Dunlap, and your girl is literally telling you what you need to do to get right, and you refuse to take the help. I don't want to hear crap about what she does with you afterwards. If she runs off with, Big E, or, Bobby Lashley, I'm just naming wrestlers that are jacked, that I don't know their marital status. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I do know Big E's married, so never mind Big E. I don't know about Bobby Lashley. But if she ran off with Bobby Lashley, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself, because she tried to bring you up. She tried to lift you up. And the same goes for Miss Thing over here, Miss Bad Influence. If your man looks like Mr. Royal, I mean, and he's literally trying to lead you to a better sense of health, and he turns around and runs off with Miss Fitness Influencer, don't be mad. Don't talk trash. Don't say nothing, because you know why? You should have listened. You talked down to him. It's not even the fact that you passively resisted him. You outwardly mocked him. You were outwardly disrespectful and condescending. And you expect to have somebody in your life? I guarantee you don't have anybody in your life, because I guarantee you he wouldn't let you leave the house looking like that. Looking like Knuckles the Echidna. I guarantee you he wouldn't let you leave the house looking like that. Full on Super Saiyan. You bugging. Looking like Black Raditz. And you got the nerve to talk about what a man ain't doing for you and how much above him you are to him. And I'm gonna tell you, the same thing goes for a man who says the same crap. So don't think that I wouldn't roast the dude for saying something stupid as well. Whether you believe in a traditional marriage or not, or a traditional lifestyle or not, is one thing. That's not even the point. If you expect your man to lead you, because this is where it'll get a little deeper, because he's gonna mention it here in a minute, and this is why I said what I said.
But like, he doesn't know more than me. I think that's like a very.
If I was your man, I know more than you, especially when it comes to fitness. 1,000%, I know more than you. I know more than you in my backhand. Than I know more in my left toe about fitness than you know in your entire body. And I'm sure Mr. Royal knows more in his left pinky toe than you do too. And if he was your man like he suggested, and you're going to turn around and say you know more than him, how delusional are you? How simple are you that you would believe something like that? You are a fool. A flat out 100% fool. But let's keep going.
Oh, that's a little bit of a trap to get yourself stuck in. Like, if he's looking down on me, we're already starting from zero, and we wouldn't make it out of the bar. He's not my man. My man is not looking down on me.
You're right, because you ain't got one. Your man ain't looking down on you because you ain't got one. 100%. You don't got one. And you said leaving the bar. Ma'am, you're recreational use if you're meeting men at the bar like that. I'm just letting you know. Ain't no man going home with you looking like this. And we're not talking about your body appearance. We're not. because my wife got me looking like you. But you want to know the difference between my wife and you? My wife's personality is more welcoming and inviting. It's more fun. It is less stressful. It is more nerve calming than just the sound of your voice. Okay? I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I couldn't, nope. And as a matter of fact, I'll follow you to your house if it was that serious. You ain't leaving with me. Not looking like this. Recreational use, and I'm not playing. Sorry, that's what you are at this point. And it has nothing to do with your adipose tissue. It has everything to do with you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If you think that you're smarter than a fitness influencer who is in better shape than you in every sense of the word, you're bugging. But let's keep going.
Look up to a man.
No, look up. I'm looking over, if anything.
So you wouldn't let a man lead you
No,
to
I would
success?
not. I'm so sorry. Lead me to success.
Yeah.
Fitness success. You clearly are not successful with fitness, man. I don't know how much money you make. I don't know how much money I don't know. I don't know what your money status is, but I assure you, your health and fitness status is not successful.
As
Okay.
if you want a provider.
If you want a provider, it's a man's job to lead you. That is 100% correct. What he said is 100% correct. If you want a man to be your provider, he needs to lead you. I'm keeping it at that caveat. Women, don't come for me in the comments because I promise you, you're going to be wrong. I am not suggesting that every man in a relationship needs to be the provider. He might want to be the provider. He might love to be the provider. He may not just be the provider because you just make an insane amount of money. It's just the way it is. And if you're the one making the insane amount of money, he can't really lead you financially. But if he is a fitness influencer, if he is a fitness expert, and you are not as successful in your fitness and health journey as you are in your career, guess who you should listen to? Your man. Because he is still providing you information that can elevate your status as a human being. That's what he would be doing. So there is a role that he can provide for you where he's not making the money. So shallow, good Lord.
I will have a provider.
So now here's the joke. You will have a provider, but you won't listen to him. So guess what? You ain't going to have one. Because the minute that man tells you what he wants from you, and the minute that man tells you how you are supposed to get to that point as your provider, guess what? When he realizes you're not listening to him, he's going to cut you loose because he's your provider. You got a whole ring on your ring finger, and you talking about if your man will be a provider, which means you don't have one. So you're even more toxic than I thought, because now what you expect to happen is a man is going to be so enamored by you and your warm and thorough personality that he's going to have to pry that ring off of your finger in order to get to know you, the real you, the real you, and then all of a sudden put you on a pedestal and so high that no other man can reach you. Girl, please wake up from Delulu land, because that's where you are. Wake up. You're asleep.
He's not leading me anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not leading me anywhere, but he's a provider. He's your provider, but he's not leading you anywhere. What kind of nonsense is that? If he is your partner, then maybe he doesn't lead you anywhere. Maybe you go together. I'm okay with that too. I have no issues with any of that. But what I'm not going to play with is the fact that this man said a provider. You declared you will have one. You will never have a provider, ma'am. You will have a simp at best. At best, you'll have a simp. Straight up. I'm not going anywhere to say it on strength. At best. Why are you on my channel right now, young star? You are way too young for this. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to address this real quick. I hope you do better. I really do. I really do. I'm rooting for you. Because I really do want you to be the best version of yourself. In every sense of the word. How are you doing? Otherwise. Did you leave, Joe? Okay, that's one of my former students. I really do, before I go back to what I was talking about, I really do hope. Oh, I know you're back in Florida. I knew before you knew. So, did you not, let's real quick before I move back into this. How did I know? I have my ways. First of all, I have my ears to the ground, number one. Number two, your mom follows me on Facebook. So, I just knew. So, I sincerely hope, like I said, I sincerely hope that you stay out of trouble. And I sincerely hope that you are definitely going to perform that craniorectotomy that I've told you to do multiple times. Okay? Because I definitely want you to see that you're better than you think you are. You are 100% better than you think you are. Through all the bravado, through all of that other stuff, I honestly believe you're better than you think you are. Use your powers for good, all of them, and make sure that you are keeping things together, because the last thing I want to see you do is put yourself in a position that you cannot get yourself out of as a young man and as a full grown man. All right. So I'm going to get back to this show real quick. If you want to interact with me through about the show, feel free. I appreciate your time. So I'm going to get back to this real quick. However, so let's get back to this. This woman has no business legitimately telling anybody that she's going to get a provider. She's toxic. She's toxic just from the level of conversation this man is having with her. She's toxic. Like I said, the fact that she has a ring on her ring finger and she is not married, she has the ego the size of Alaska. Okay? Because she thinks that she's such a catch that somebody is going to want her so bad that they're going to fight through that ring to get to her heart. It's a form of manipulation. It's clown behavior. Please do. Please, please do.
If you want a provider. No. Okay.
All right. So that's the video. So my next video is where I am going to end my time with you guys. And I want you to see this because this is going to irk you. Okay, first and foremost, let's pause it real quick. She says, tell how this is possible. I can't find someone. What's wrong with this picture? And I look like this. So I want to point first things first. She's commenting on this woman on the right. I want you to also notice the woman that is in this video that she stitched to is down here watching her hateful, ill-fated comments. And so I'm going to read what Miss McCarville says. As a matter of fact, I'll let you read it too. If you're surprised that I have a partner and you don't, strictly because of the difference in our bodies, you're a shitty person, and that's probably why you don't have a partner. Hope this helps. Ms. McCarville, I am going to give you the ultimate salute because you're absolutely right. The reason why this lady does not have a partner is because eventually they see through her fake exterior. Her body might be physically nice, but you don't have a partner because you're a craptacular person. The reason why I'm sensitive about this particular video is because, again, like some of you already know, my wife is clinically obese. I'm not ashamed of it at all. The reason I've said this before and I'll say it again, I am on a fitness journey with her, but not for the reasons some of you think. I want my wife to be more healthier because her body fat percentage is actually killing her in multiple ways. Not just time, but it's grinding her knees. It's destroying her posture. It is ruining her metabolically and it's ruining her physically. But if this is about going dancing with my wife, if my wife was capable to go dancing like Miss McCarville here, I am seen with my wife everywhere. I introduce my wife to everyone that I meet. I don't hide my wife at all because she is my wife and I genuinely love her. So because her husband or her boyfriend looks like Travis Kelce, not Travis, is it Travis Kelce? Yeah. I'll say Jason Kelce. Yeah, Travis Kelce. Because he looks like him, you're wondering why her man looks like Travis Kelce and you're with Mr. Snuffleupagus? Well, guess what? Again, You might get one for a moment or two, but then when they find out how craptacular of a person you are, they don't want to be around you. Because unfortunately, or unbeknownst to you, not every man is going for a woman simply because she's a 36, 24, 36, or a 36, 24, 42. That's not every man. Because just as much as 36, 24, 42 might turn somebody's head and break their neck, the minute you have to deal with them as a person, you might find out that that's the last thing you want to do. And you find out that your inner peace is a lot more than your peace being on your arm. You don't think that there's women that have been in shape that I've come across in my life? You think that I haven't? So let's be for real. Let's be for real. You don't think that they were problematic, stressful, irritating, promiscuous, poor lifestyle choices, drinking obsessively, doing drugs in other cases, living alternative lifestyles? You don't think that I've came across those women prior to meeting my wife? I have. And guess what? They were not for me and my lifestyle choices and the things that I want to do with my life. They weren't. So guess what? Couldn't get with them. Having fun and being able to be vulnerable without having to look over my shoulder and wonder if when is she going to stab me in my throat. Things like that is what matters to a man more than how do you look. Now, can you be presentable? And what I mean by presentable, I am not talking about can you look like a Hollywood actress. I'm talking about, look at her. She's dressed nice. She's dressed appropriately. She looks presentable. She looks good in her clothes, meaning she looks like she's presenting. She is presenting herself in country gear. Her hair's done. She's clean. She's fun to be around. It looks like, just by looking at this video, she looks like she's fun to be around. Especially if you're into the country thing. She looks like she's a lot of fun if you're a country guy. So why wouldn't you date her? Because she don't look like Halle Berry? Guess what? There's a lot of dudes that lined up to be with Halle Berry, and just about every man she chose either ran for the hills or cheated on her. Not suggesting that cheating is appropriate, but I'm suggesting that those men got tired of her. Her good looks wore off quick. Getting a man is one thing, keeping him is the name of the game. And it is clearly evident Miss McCarville is keeping her man. So for the women that have seen me out with my wife and thought that maybe, just maybe, you got a shot, you don't. Because you would have to exceed everything that is my wife in order for me to even look your way. And you can't. Just keeping it real with you. You just can't. So I want y'all ladies to know, just because you have a nice body, or just because you think you have a nice body, doesn't mean that you deserve a man. It doesn't mean that you should have one over anyone else. Because I promise you, 100%, with every fiber of my being, I'm going to tell you this one time and one time only. A man will rather date Whoopi Goldberg than Halle Berry, literally, because Whoopi Goldberg's personality, her spirit, her knowledge, her attitude is far more alluring than somebody who thinks that they're all that and then some. I'd rather be with a woman that appreciates me than be with a woman that I have to appreciate all the time. Now, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate. What I mean is that you think that you're the one that needs to be appreciated, just like, you know, Super Saiyan 3 bad influence in the last video. That's what I'm talking about. Super Saiyan 3 bad influence would not get my time of day ever. But Miss McCarville, if I were a country guy, she would definitely get my attention if I were into country. And I'm talking about assuming I was not married. She would definitely get my attention if she's fun to be around and a pleasure to have in company of, enjoys certain lifestyle things that I do, not necessarily the gym at that moment, but I'm talking about like other things, like going to the movies, like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, reading comic books, watching TV, watching YouTube, reading, science, maybe education. You know what I'm saying? That is where that would be something. So make no mistake about it. As a man who is in the type of shape that Mr. McCarville is in, I'm assuming that's her husband. I'm going to assume that's her husband. The shape that Mr. McCarville's in, which is about similar to the shape that I'm in, guess what? We good. We don't want you, ma'am. Yeah, oh yeah, you did the whole camera thing, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Ma'am, no. Your body means nothing. Because as you age and as your beauty fades, what else do you have? What do you have that can hold me, hold my interest? What do you have that can keep me home? What do you have that can keep me faithful? What do you have that can keep me desiring you? But what do I know? I'm going to land this plane. Okay. First and foremost, men and women, do not think for 1 second that you are so above the fray that you cannot be taught anything. Take it from somebody that is a teacher. I am constantly learning something that I didn't know before. Not only in fitness, not only in education, sometimes in the subject of science, sometimes in the subject of math, sometimes in the subject of psychology, sometimes in the subject of English, social studies, art, music. I'm always learning something new, not only from my own edification, but from some of my colleagues. But that don't mean I'm a dummy either. And it doesn't mean that what I know isn't valuable to anyone else. If you've been watching this far, I appreciate your time. Go ahead, and if you made it this far, go ahead and click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on TikTok. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.